Hello and welcome to the Neville Richards Premier League show. We've been working towards this all year, Matty. Welcome back.
Hello, Hazy. Thank you, mate. It was our final round of Premier League on Saturday, and didn't we have some outstanding results?
Drama aplenty. Some teams will be celebrating, some teams will be crying in their frothies.
I reckon there would have been a mad Saturday or definitely a shithouse Sunday for some teams.
A couple of teams might have let up very big opportunities to slide out of their hands.
They did, yeah.
But let's get straight into it. I reckon that. Oh no, no.
What are you doing? What's happened?
Oh, it's a warning system that the club's employed. I better turn it off. Just hang on a second.
What's the warning system, Hazy? What's that?
Well,
is that about your golf game of having 32 points on Saturday, or?
No, that doesn't need any warning. That was good. But in all seriousness, this is a safety mechanism that the club's employed. Means there's a security risk that's just come to light. I'm just hearing in my ear now, even though I just touched the wrong ear. I'm just hearing in my ear now that we better look at the video because it could have major security ramifications for the club. Hang on a second.
Yes, good on you, Flea. I did see you lurking in the background there.
Well, we'll just...
So as you can see, Hazy, I do get up to a lot of work during the day. I'm a man of the people. I'm not too proud to not wash golf carts.
Sorry, Bigfoot, I didn't hear. That's extraordinary footage. Did you know you bore such a resemblance to the Sasquatch?
Well, I'm a pretty big unit, and it's funny though. Like I just had a feeling someone was filming me, and what did I see? Saw a little Flea Pollock sitting in the practice nets. If you actually practiced your golf game more than filming the great man, well then you wouldn't have... Was it 19 points on Saturday? No, it was...
Look at all the hair on your knuckles.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I waxed off this week, just in preparation for the dinner.
What?
Yeah, waxed off.
Waxed. Oh, that's another one. I thought you said that for a minute.
23 points for Pollock.
No, wait a minute. Dale, that is one of the most exemplary pieces of footage we've been given. We've been given a lot lately, but that's primo.
Yeah, touche. It's all good to hang it on the big fat bloke.
Thanks, Bigfoot. You've taken it well.
No worries. That might be my outfit for the dinner, maybe. Who knows? I was looking at what I was going to go as.
Oh, how about that, eh? Who knew that we had, creatures of the wild lurking here at Port?
I'm more concerned about the creature lurking in the practice nets. A bit like Flanders lurking around the toilets on the course. But anyway, enough of the shenanigans, Mark.
Oh, well, really? Okay, we'll get it straighten up. Bigfoot has spoken. The first game we want to look at this week. Now, this on paper was the easiest one to pick. But alas, these things don't work out as they appear very often, Matty. And the Peakers...
My team, the Peakers.
Your boys and girls have finally hit form and they rocked the Bullies.
They did. They knocked the Bullies over 196 to 191. Looked like the Bullies were only going to have they only had the 8 players. But saying that, the Peakers only had 9. So it was a pretty fair fight. But for the Peakers, we had Lynn Kirby. She actually brought some of her all Portarlington form from last year to the table for the first time this year. So we played Stroke obviously on Saturday, and it does convert to Stableford for Premier League. So she finished with 38, Kenny Ladder 37, David Milne 33, Lloyd Shepherd 30, Tickle Maduda Wilson 29, while Mike Kerry and Lee McMurrich also had 29. The Bullies, the best that they could ponder up was Richard West 34. Cuz Stevens 32, Manny Golfers 32, your good self 32 playing for Peter Vogel, Sean Rodwell 31, and Ange Foot and Ross Gibb had 30. But
how many did Ange Foot have?
Ange Foot had 30, Mark.
30, so she didn't get to 32.
No, did I hear her actually through the middle of the pro shop say, Hazy, are we having a wager on today? Was that correct?
I haven't seen the 5 across my palm yet, Ange, but I'll accept gratefully.
Yeah, she took it off her, but the Peakers came home with a rush, winning 3 of their last 4, and in that they knocked off the Pirates and the Bullies in the last 4 games, so they are in good form. The AM players for both teams sort of counted each other out, but it was Ken Ladder and Lynn Kirby that were the difference in these. The Bullies were missing key players in Jackie Rowe, Jen Edmondson, Alan Sweeney and Kev Hudson. while the Peakers were without Marion Keskinen, Barry Doyle and Yanni Lathouris.
What happened to Yanni?
Rumour is that he went back for seconds after last week's procedure. Enjoyed it that much, he went for seconds.
Oh my God.
But it shows how close the Peakers are, though, as a team, that Flanders found out what Yanni had last week and he's booked himself in to go Thursday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So it's good for one, it's good for the
It is, yeah. Not sure how many digits for Flanders, but anyway, the Peakers players are looking for more games. And they'd be a dangerous team if they're in the finals, a bit like the Hawks if they were in the finals of the AFL. But the Bullies will welcome the break to refresh and then relaunch into the finals campaign. But I actually did get a text message mid-round, Mark.
Did you?
Just asking what size the Travis Matthew polos came in. Were you obviously having a good start to the day?
Oh, it's just about me now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, I started okay.
Yeah, just sort of let it slide again.
Oh, I think the weather got the best of me, Matty. It wasn't anything to do with my game.
No, well, I did notice you're about 2 or 3 ahead of your handicap early on, and then you finished 4 worse. So, yes, not sure if it was the triangle or just the pressure of the day.
The pressure of the day. The bogey train came and picked me up, and I couldn't get off it.
But yes, big win to the Peakers.
It was a great win. As you say, 3.5 wins. They were pointless. Not figuratively, but like literally pointless with a month to play, and they've rattled home, finished on 14 points, and no doubt are the form team of the competition.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a bit sad, really. Anyway, the second game for consideration was the Warriors and the Pigden Street Pirates. Now this was the shootout to see really, well, I suppose it gave the Warriors the chance to finish on top after the Bullies had lost, and the Pirates had a lot to play for as well.
Yes, and as Terry Wallace would say, he spewed up with the performance the Warriors put up.
Wow.
Pirates absolutely smoked them, and with that they moved into second on the ladder and gives them the double chance in the finals. But yeah, the Pirates 193 defeated the Warriors 177, 9 versus 9. For the Pirates, Darren Heaton, he came in with 38, Joy Francis 33, Brian King 32, Justin McGrath 31, Johnny Crossett 30 and Jerry Raviani 29. Well, the best for the Warriors was Julie Milne, 33 points. That was the best for them. Gary Hayward 32, Ian Lachlan 30, Bullfed Allen 28, Brian Bell 27 and John Leading 27. But yeah, disappointing effort by the Warriors, but it was a fantastic win for the Pirates. The morning scores again were fairly even, but the PM ones were outstanding. So Darren Heaton with his 38 points, he picked up the Travis Matthew polo this week. He was able to beat Lynn Kirby and Peter O'Neill in a countback. So Darren had 20 points on the back 9, while Lynn Kirby had 19 and Pete O'Neill 17. Peter, 17. More to come on that one.
More on that later on.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just goes to show Darren Heaton's was the best score by 5 in that whole match.
Is that right?
Yeah, 5 points better than anyone else. But
it's interesting to see the way he stood up here, and I'm sure you'll talk about this later, in Scuba's absence.
yes, yeah.
The vice captain has come through.
He has. He sort of lifted the bar for the team there. And is it no Heaton, no Pirates? Maybe that could be the call now. But with this win, the Pirates, as I said, moved to second, have the double chance, while the Warriors just slipped into third place there and missed out their second chance.
Can you just update us on, because generally speaking, players who have been put on the Rickometer warning have gone pretty well. So I assume Toby Prime went pretty well.
Toby Prime, 28 points, wasn't a counted score. As you can see from the little video above us here, that still rubbish. He didn't take any heed or warning from the Rickometer. He's very lucky to miss out. He could have been a second back-to-back recipient, but that has gone to one other person who we will name in the preview of the finals.
Yeah, okay, so very lucky there.
I haven't been into the pro shop to see how the boards are. I was too scared with the Warriors loss and Jill. I noticed you walked in this morning and I just come to the clubhouse. So
I took some Valium in there and just hope that it sort of, calmed her down a little bit, because, she gets a bit pent up. With
yeah, well, she was saying that they all needed a lift, and then she had a woeful 24.
So did she get on the Rickometer?
Well, no, her form had been okay, but no, the Rickometer recipient, he definitely needs it.
Oh, okay. Well, more later. It's getting tense here today. The third match we want to review is one that was really golden chance for the Tornadoes here to punish the Hookers. The Tornadoes needed things to go right for them, and lo and behold, they stepped up and did it.
Yeah, so Tornadoes were in that precipice position with the Crusaders that they both had to win. So the Tornadoes got over the line 197 to 183. 11 players for the Tornadoes, while the Hookers had only the 8. For the Tornadoes, Collies Bell had 37, Alan Kerry 37, Ando Wooten 33. Yourself, Hazy, another counting score for Norma Vogel this week on 32, James Finch 29 and Bernie Reid 29, while the Hookers, best that they could put up was Stewie Anderson on 34, Chris Dodds 33, Ian Francis 32, Hoppy Hopgood 31. Obviously this little video here doesn't help his chances.
No,
Hazy.
well, I don't know how the ball got to where it got to here on the... He was actually playing the third. That's the water on the 17th, and he took a drop back where this video shot from, and well, you can see he rocketed the ball when he,
Nearly take you out?
Yeah, just flew straight over my head. No, the fence was in the way. It was all good.
Yeah, no, he's a very adept golfer, so I'm sure he would have hit it over the fence there. But
I think he hit 7-iron 180 with the wind, Matty.
Oh, okay.
He told me afterwards, but unusual position for such a consistent golfer.
Yeah, well, Soupy Collins 29 and Robbie Moorcroft had a counting score of 24.
Oh dear.
Yes, how's that? 24 and it counts. Just goes to show that Neil Keskinen's 23 and Chris James's 21 weren't good enough to score. So, but yeah, as I said, big win, kept the finals chances alive. Early momentum was actually with the Hookers. Stewie Anderson, Chrissy Dodds, Dan Hopgood and Soupy were definitely covered over the Tornadoes of Ando, yourself, Finchy, Wardy and the Flea. Like the Flea only had 23. It's like, surely he's a better player than that.
He's been that, but doesn't he average 33?
He does, yes.
Or is that ancient history?
Nah, that was gone. Yeah, since he's come back from Thailand, he's been atrocious.
Gee, this Air Asia won't want to see these statistics. I mean, flying to Thailand really rocks your goal.
For Premier League, it is shocking. But Tornadoes were led by Collies Bell, and then Alan Kerry in the last group of the day came in with 37, and that was enough for the victory. The Hookers just weren't up to it. Probably summed up this season. There was nothing to play for other than pride, and it showed. An example, Geldof James wins the D upgrade comp on Thursday with 35. Saturday, 21. Geldof James, the moniker just is so perfect for him.
He did a battery or something during the round. He was that flat.
Oh, mate, he's done all batteries in that vehicle that he drives. Nearly blew up the shed.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's another story for another
story,
day.
Another day, another video, another bat channel. Let's check this out. This left the fourth game now, Matty. All things were sort of nearly locked away, and all the Crusaders had to do was just roll over the lowly Goblins, and they'd be in the four.
Yes, well, Goblins, we had that scenario last week of what they needed to do, and they did their part. They smashed the Crusaders by 20 points.
Wow.
206 to 186. Goblins, high-scoring team again.
Again?
And they missed the finals.
How many times have they been the high-scoring team this year?
That makes it the 5th time, and they've only had 7 wins. So when they're hot, they are hot.
5 out of 7.
Yeah, so the Goblins, Peter O'Neill, 38. Ian Woodhouse, 37. The dog breeder had 37. Ian Burrell, 36, your man. Yeah. Trev Thompson, 32. Steve Evans, 32. And Barry Benson, 31. While for the Crusaders, it's like all the losing teams. Best in the day, Cooper McMurrich, 33. Nina Ibbotson, 32. Corky, 31. Jan Cogger, 30. Bob Gibbs, 30. And Bobby Thompson. It was the PM players again to the fore, with Pete O'Neill, Woody and Buzz having the superior scores. But what do we say? Crusaders, soul-destroying, mental scarring, mind-numbing, demoralising, disheartening, unfulfilled season. Probably the same as the Goblins, actually. Both teams would be filthy that they haven't made the finals. The Crusaders were on top of the ladder after round 11.
Yeah, wow.
Then they lost their last 3 games to miss the finals.
Wow.
The Goblins were the high-scoring team, as I said, 5 out of the 14 rounds, but only won 7. When they were hot, they were white hot. Goblins, high-scoring team for the season. Crusaders were 3rd highest, and they both missed finals. Season of lost opportunities for both these teams, I would say.
Wow. So Rick Edmonton is missed again, but he's going to pick up his
balls again.
9th and 10th balls.
Yep.
Hasn't got over 30 all year, and he's got 10 balls. He's nearly got a box.
Yep.
of Callaway's.
28 points for Rico.
What
But what about
charity ride.
Ryan Reynolds? 20 points.
He'll have no qualms either putting his hand out.
Oh no, he'll be straight in, just like Toby Prime, and even Scuba the other day was happy to come and pick him up.
Really?
Yeah, didn't play and just was happy to come in and grab his golf balls. But that's why we have a sponsor of Callaway, and they're doing a fantastic job.
That's very true. All right, let's have a look at the final home and away season ladder quickly. And you'll see the Crusaders there, as Matty says, gone from first to the worst position of them all, fifth, in a matter of the month.
And you know who'll be really filthy on this?
Who's that?
One of them who's gone through that much pain with his football team as well, Bob Gibbs.
Oh,
Gibbsy will be headless. And I reckon Slow Burn Ibbotson will be as well. I reckon their whole team would be. It's just, yeah, massive disappointment
what
for
about
them.
Nipper?
Nah, well, Nipper, he'll take it in his stride. He'll just come to the dinner and launch on the night.
No, tough finish there for the Crusaders. I sort of had them pegged as the team to watch.
Well, when they were on top of the ladder all season, virtually,
Yeah.
like 1 or 2, and then to just slip straight out with 3 losses at the end is, tough road.
All right, so as Matty said earlier, we've got a week off this coming week with the Carnival of Golf in terms of the Premier League. That gives us a week to sort of big breath, let the big Sasquatch here have a bit of a relax.
I don't get time, mate. I'm that busy. I just keep going. Everything's the same for me.
Okay. All right. So the following week, we'll get back into it. We'll come back and we'll probably try and sneak a little video in before the final series begins, I reckon.
Yeah, do we want to do a little preview now?
Yeah, no, let's do a preview now, like the full one, but we'll just come back and update. When we come back and do that, we'll let people know what's happening with the grand final night, the presentation, the Drayton medal and everything. We'll do that day. So, but now, let's have a look. You want to do the qualifying or the elimination final first?
We'll go qualifying, I reckon. 'Cause that's I shouldn't say it's the more important, but it's got they've got the double chance.
Yeah, so that's the Bullies versus the second place Pirates.
Yes, and the final series looks to be going to be fantastic. We've got 4 evenly matched teams that have been in and out of the top 4 all throughout the year. It's amazing how these teams have actually matched up. All 4 contests during the regular season were big winning margins throughout the whole season. So we're going to hear, for the Bullies and the Pirates, met twice during the year, 1 win apiece. First time they met, the Pirates won 199 to 185, 14-point margin. Second time the Bullies won 201 to 187, 14-point margin. Both teams have scored 386 when they've met in total, aggregate. Very interesting, isn't it?
It's good work from you.
Yeah. In each match, the Bullies had Johnny Wooten, Sean Rodwell and Ange Foote in the top scorers, while the Pirates have only had Joy Francis as being in the top consistently over those 2 games. Both times these teams have met, the Pirates have been without the cream of their team, Justin McGrath, while the Bullies were missing Jenny Edmondson and Alan Sweeney last time they met. Pirates have won their last 2. Can they win this to go into their second straight grand final? Or will ladder positions dictate the result, with the Bullies being the most consistent through the season? For the Pirates to win, they need something from Johnny Crossett and Ribs King, as they haven't had a counting score when these 2 teams have met. While the Bullies need Peter Vogel and Richard West to put something forward for them. The Bullies should see the inclusion of Jackie Rowe, Jen Edmondson, Kev Hudson. He's had his hand surgery, reckons he's going to be back.
Really?
Back for the first round of the final. And I reckon that the Pirates potentially could go in full strength. The competition is based
I know
on...
they're very hopeful of getting Scuba back.
Yeah, I had a chat to him this morning, and he reckons he might be all right. So that could be a massive confidence boost for that team. But this competition's based on scoring, and if we go off our most recent scoring form of the last 4 rounds, Bullies have scored 786 points, or an average of 196 points, 0.5, while the Pirates have scored 777, 194. So going off that, it looks like it should be a tight tussle.
Yeah, it should be. Pirates have just got that happy knack of bobbing up in the big games, don't they?
They do, yeah. They just keep getting over the line.
All right, that leaves us with the knockout game, the elimination final between the Hot and Cold Warriors. Might even be a name change, that one. That's what they should be called. And the Tower Road Tornado.
Yes, similar to the other game. Met twice during the season, 1 win apiece. First one, Tornadoes won 212 to 188.
Wow.
24-point margin, while when they met most recently, the Warriors returned the favour 197 to 172.
Oh, wow.
25-point margin.
That's fascinating.
So, yeah, both of them have been putrid when they've played each other. But I suppose when they've played each other, they actually probably put in their worst performances of the season. So, is that a coincidence? Each game's been a fizzer. Last time they met, the Warriors had ordinary efforts from Malsey, Paul Kirby and Julie Milne, while the Tornadoes need to have something from Flea, Ando and Doreen Ivers. One player who has performed pitifully when these two teams have met. He's the only player to have played in both games that hasn't hit the scoreboard either. He'd had 16 points and 26 points respectively. He's a 2022 All Portarlington team member. His name is Sean Ward.
Wow.
Wardy, I want to give you a bigger bake, but you go to Thailand on Tuesday.
Oh.
What do you think the Sword's going to be doing in Thailand, Hazy? He's going to Thailand for 10 days and he flies home on the Sunday and misses the first final.
He's not going to miss the knockout final, surely.
Probably doesn't matter because he's been playing rubbish all year anyway, but yes, he's...
Well, I imagine that he'll be spending a lot of time in temples, getting in touch with his inner sort
Yeah,
of...
well, he's going over for a wedding. That's what he's going over, but they've got the Bucks party in Bangkok.
No, he won't go to that. He's pure, he's clean.
Yep, so imagine, so it's another person to Thailand. How's he going to return if the Tornadoes win the elimination and then they go into a preliminary final?
Well, he's cooked. He's clearly not going to be able to score for a month at least based on current form.
Well, he hasn't scored for a month anyway without going to Thailand. But
so is he on the recometer?
No, he's not.
Wow, must be someone pretty horrendous.
So the recometer recipient this week goes to a Warriors player. Matthew Miles.
Wow.
What did you do last week? 26 points. And that just goes with your last three scores of 28, 27 and 23. I had a phone call during the week from one of your teammates about the inept performance and the performance of the so-called A-grade players of the Warriors.
Oh, did we get a so-called A-grader?
Yeah, so the ones who have all the glory, the ones that everyone swoons over. So these players could probably include John Leading, Matt Miles, Tim Benham, Gary Haywood, but Gary was excused by this particular person. He was sick of the lesser light players of the team who don't get the spotlight and the so-called guns. And the lesser lights keep the team afloat, leading into finals. They get them to the finals. I don't think I'll mention the team member who did voice his disgust with these players and angst, because I don't want to embarrass him because it is causing division amongst the team, I believe. But anyway, thank you, Lachlan. Thank you, Ian, for the phone call. I'm sure that your teammates will be happy with the bake that you wanted to give them. But Milesy, yes, you have been putrid this year. Shocking to say the least. I'm hoping that this week, or you've got a week off, and then when we get into the first week of finals, that you actually turn up and put at least 30 points minimum on the board. Toby Prime was at last week and he couldn't even get to 28 and he didn't take heed. So, but if your team is to win, they need you to move forward and not embarrass yourself. So scoring form over the last 4 weeks, Warriors 768 points for an average of 192, while the Tornadoes have only had a lowly 745 or 186.
So they're limping in, aren't they?
They are. Will Tim Benham make it back from Darwin? I have sent an SOS text. He was saying he's going to be back early September. Yeah. Whether he brings it forward to be back for the 2nd of September will be the big question.
Do you think the Sword could, on the Thailand thing and come back?
What does that mean, like come home early?
Yeah, like pull the reins.
Pull the reins in and then get a flight back early? No, I wouldn't have thought so. No. Then again, Ando might get stuck into him to make sure he comes back, but his form doesn't warrant coming back early anyway.
Good luck over there in Thailand, Sword. That's interesting timing.
Yes, unusual, isn't it? But anyway, it is. You could go Thailand in the hot weather or Portarlington in the winter. But yeah, you would have thought he would have taken a bit of a looked at the dates and worked it around. But anyway.
All right. Well, that's Peakers, Hookers, Goblins, and Crusaders gone. We'll see you guys on grand final night. But that's it for your season. That leaves 4 teams down. Matty, just a quick little prediction of how you think things might pan out. You've been pretty inaccurate so far. Let's go with that.
Yes, yep. I'm going to go my team, the Pirates, to win.
Oh, you're on the
The
Pirates.
Pirates, and I'll go the Warriors.
Pirates and the Warriors. Okay. Well, I sort of think the Pirates can sneak out another one, but I'm going to go for the Tornadoes.
Let's see what happens.
All right. Well, that's it for round 14 and the big finals preview. We'll be back in a couple of weeks after the Carnival of Golf for the big final series of the Neville Richards Premier League. Thanks to Callaway. Thanks to Neville Richards. Thanks to the Bigfoot here. Thanks to Dale Pollock. Thanks to Dale Pollock for the video. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.